Greetings of the day. I am Lakshman Jajodia, Assistant Professor, Department of Advanced Management Studies, GS College of Commerce, Varda. In the last video, we have completed our first unit. What is job evaluation? What are objectives of job evaluation? Methods of job evaluation? What are advantages and disadvantages of job evaluation, along with the process and procedure of implementation of job evaluation. Today in this video, we will start with the unit number 2 of our HR specialization subject, that is compensation and benefit management. Unit 2 is about compensation planning. In this particular unit, we will discuss about what is compensation, what is wage and what are its type, how they are calculated, what are the various methods which are employed by the organization for the purpose of calculation of compensation of wages. In this particular video, we will discuss about what is wage, what are various types of wages and methods of wage calculation, methods of wage payment. So, sticking to the definition of wages or wage, a wage is something which is in the monetary terms compensation paid to the employer or paid by the employer to the employee, or we can say labor for against their services which they offer to the organization. According to Benham, wages means the amount paid to the labor for his or her services by the employer. We can say that whatever services we offer to an employer, against that, in exchange of that, we have the employer is going to pay us wages. There is a slight difference between wage and salary as according to the mode of calculation of payment. For example, wages are usually calculated on the basis of time. Time is the basic structure for calculation of wages, whereas salary is not calculated on the basis of time. It is being calculated on the basis of month, while wages are calculated on the basis of hours. It has certain basis of time. In the 15th session of the Indian Labour Conference, which was held in 1957, has propounded certain wage concepts such as minimum wage, fair wage, living wage, real wage as the types of wages. We will first discuss what is minimum wage. The word itself says that the term itself says that minimum wage. Minimum means at least this much should be paid by an organization irrespective of the other factors. So, how can we in a layman's language say what is minimum wage? It is a compensation to be paid by the employer to his workers irrespective of the paying capacity or ability to pay of the organization. The Committee on Fair Wages has defined minimum wage as the must provide not only for the bare substance of the life of the employee but for the preservation of efficiency of the workers. A minimum wage should be able to provide certain measures of food, clothing and shelter. Apart from that, education and medical requirements also of an worker, that is minimum wage, which should be received at any point of time by an employee. Second type is of the fair wage. Fair wage means the wage which is above minimum wage but it is less than what we are going to discuss in the next portion is living wage. More than minimum wage but less than living wage is a fair wage. In the narrow sense, we can say that fair wage is equal to the rate which is prevailing in the same trade in the neighborhood for the similar work. For example, in Varda city, what other companies or what other organizations are paying for the similar work to the organization, that is what we are paying on that basis. That means that we have adopted the fair wage system. In the broader sense, when we apply this definition on the country or national basis, it becomes again fair wage. When we in a proper sense, we can say that in a broader segment or in a wider sense, it is equal to the predominant rate of similar work throughout the country. It means that whatever is paying in the country for similar kind of work, if we are going to pay that thing to our worker, that would be again fair wage in the broader term. Now we will discuss about living wage, it is more than minimum wage and fair wage. Committee on Fair Wage has defined living wage as the wage which enables the earner, that is employee, to provide for himself and his family not only with the essentials of food, clothing and shelter, but also for the education, medical requirements, essentials of social needs and measure of insurance against misfortunes or contingencies like pension or any other mishap in the family or any kind of old age security measures. That is what is living wage. It is the ultimate and highest goal of the wage policy of any organization. In it, we not only look for the basic needs of our employee, but apart from that, we look after the needs of his family so that his comfort is also being satisfied by the wage. Next term is the real wage. Real wage refers to the wage that have been adjusted for inflation rate. We all know that due to the inflation, the currency depreciates its value. Its value got deteriorated after some point of time. For example, if today you are having 100 rupees with you, after 1 year, the value of that 100 at that particular point of time, that is today, would be different after 1 year. It would be definitely less because due to inflation, the currency loses its value. Everywhere in economics, we have seen this concept of inflation. Again, with respect to wages, it means that total amount of things that the particular wage can buy, that is equal to the real wages. If we are giving the adjusted rate of inflation to an employee, that would be real wage. For example, suppose that prevailing rate of inflation, for instance, is 10%. We are paying 10,000 to our employee till December 2020. Now it is question with the company to adjust with the inflation rate to the salary of the worker or to the wage of the worker. So it should add at least 10% so that they would be at the real wage. That it should add another 1,000 to 10,000 to make the real wage. Next thing we will discuss is methods of wage payment, or what are the methods on which we have calculated wage payment. First type is of payment by time. This is the very old as well as prevalent method which are used in the industry or for wage payment. In this method, we usually pay wage on the basis of time that a worker has devoted to his work at workplace. It is also known as day wage system. Speaking numerically, it can be written in formula as wage equals to number of days work multiplied by rate per day, or when we speak of an hour, so wage in hours can be calculated like wage equals to number of hours work multiplied by rate per hour. Usually unskilled laborers are paid in this criteria. Next method is of piece rate or wage system. In this method, a worker is paid for the amount of output irrespective of what time he or she has devoted for the work. It doesn't count on the basis of time, counts on the basis of what output we have generated. In this system, there is no guarantee of minimum wage. You can receive less or more amount than minimum wage, but a fixed rate is for producing each unit of output. So speaking mathematically, we can calculate this price rate system. Wage equals to number of units produced, that is n, multiplied by rate per unit, which is priorly decided. Next thing is the balance system or debt system. This method is the combination of earlier two methods, that is time wage and piece wage rate system. In this method, a worker is paid a fixed wage basis on the time rate with the provision of piece rate method. If suppose in this, when a company is following this method, if a worker produces less quantity in a period, he would be given the wage as per the time method, and excess payment over piece rate would be treated as credit given to that worker. This credit would be compensated by that worker when he or she or the worker produces more than time rate wages, thus the given credit would be what we can say settled, and it would be again used for the future. In this system it is quite simple. Worker will be paid on the basis of both the methods. For example, if a worker is unable to produce goods as the criteria of piece rate system or piece wage method, then he or she will receive payment according to the time wage method, but that excess amount over piece rate method will be treated as credit, which the worker has to get settled by producing excess in the future. In the next part we will go with the further things in the wage administration. Until then, stay tuned. Thank you.